Hi friends, this is Rhea and once again I welcome you to Remnants Bureau. It's been 2 months since I uploaded my last video. I know some of you have been emailing me and even sending private message in our Facebook page asking me or following me up about the chapter 12 of our Revelation study series, and some of you are requesting for specific topics for me to discuss, no? So, I do sincerely apologize mga kapatid for not being able to do so. Because just like everyone else, our family were not spared from the hit of this COVID-19, no? And its effect actually lasted for 2 to 3 weeks. And week on week after that, I was stricken with sickness and I was always down on bed. Each and every time I will try to upload, or I will try to record a video or even upload a video, no? It seems to me that that there's really an enemy trying to hinder me to share the word. But you know what? Sa ating mga anak ng Diyos, no matter how much the enemy tried to hurt us, no, he will never win because the grace of God is greater than anything else. Alright? So here I am mga kapatid, strong and standing, but by the grace of God, no? So, and I really thank the Lord for the healing, and I want to spend this time and the coming weeks to really focus my study on end time teachings because this is really the heart of the Lord. You know what? Tung nakaraang 2 buwan na to mga kapatid, because I was always down on bed, I really spent my time asking the Lord with many questions. No, what's really happening around the world? Are we even going back to that same normal life that we used to live before? What is your heart at this point, Lord? So please reveal to me how to live a life righteously amidst these chaotic moments. How can we actually live a life that pleases you? No, so a lot of things the Lord revealed this time, but one thing is very consistent mga kapatid. His heart, His message from Old Testament to New Testament, from Psalms and Proverbs, no? From Genesis to Book of Numbers, because right now I'm already in the Book of Numbers, and from Matthew to Mark, and Psalms and Proverbs, very consistent. The Lord's message is that He is coming very soon, and that He is asking His children to come and prepare, to be watchful and prayerful because He is really coming soon. So, laging nandun, umiikot lang doon sa message na yon yung kanyang nire-reveal this past 2 months. And that's the reason why, mga kapatid, nandito ako ngayon para i-share sa inyo ang heart ng Panginoon. Even last time, no? Last night, talagang sobrang na-highlight sa akin yung message ng Panginoon. And I want to share with you that I want to share His message to you right now. But for the past 2 months as well, no, talagang bukod sa revelation ng Lord sa akin tungkol sa heart niya and what He wants for His children to do in this season, no, in this time. Isa sa mga ginawa ng Lord is inopen niya talaga yung eyes ko kung ano yung status and condition ng heart ko and ng heart ng mga fellow believers ko. And ano yung pwedeng maging partnership ng Lord in order for us to really correct that. Isa sa mga nakita ko talaga is maraming believers and even self-professed Christians who knows the Lord, who loves the Lord, but seem blinded by the methods or by the things happening around the world right now, no? Ito yung sinasabi ng Lord, sleeping, no? Sleeping, spiritually sleeping, sabi sa Bible. Isa yan sa mga nakikita kong laging message niya, do not fall asleep, no? Do not be watchful and prayerful, do not sleep. Do not caught sleeping, no, until He arrives, no? So yan yung message niya even last night. So marami akong nakitang behavior and attitude na sa ngayon, no, mga fellow believers na hindi aware. It's either hindi aware kasi hindi talaga faithfully nagbabasa ng word, or hindi aware kasi mas pinapakinggan yung sinasabi ng media instead sinasabi ng word. Okay? Or aware pero hindi fully convinced on what the word is saying and validating the things happening right now with the word. Okay, so depende. O yung iba probably masyadong natatakot sa sinasabi ng Revelation studies or ng Book of Revelation, ng word, ng prophecies, na dumadating yung ibang believer sa punto na hindi naman mangyayari yan, na bago pa lang tayo, bago mangyari yung mga great tribulation yan, kukunin na tayo ng Lord. So, dun sa Revelation studies ko mga kapatid, makikita nyo, isa sa mga tinuturo natin doon, word per word, precept per precept, line by line, tinuturo natin about the Revelation studies. You will learn na totoong merong rapture, pero merong rapture before the Great Tribulation, may middle rapture, mid-tribulation, and post-tribulation. So, kung saan tayo pupunta, kung saan tayo kukunin sa mga panahon na yun, nobody knows. Okay? So, it's better to prepare because this is what the Lord is asking us to do right now. Okay? So, let me share with you my devotion, no? A very striking devotion that I had last night. Okay, in Mark 13, chapter 13, verse 14 to 37, here it goes. I will not read everything, but I hope and pray you'll find your time to read it on your own. But I will just highlight, no, yung mga message na nakuha ko last night. Sabi dito, the day is coming when you see the sacrilegious object that causes desecration. Sorry, I'm reading from NLT version, okay? Standing where he should not be, the sacrilegious object that causes desecration, ito yung tinatawag na abomination of desolation. Standing where he should not be, reader, pay attention, sabi niya, reader, pay attention. So, the abomination of desolation is actually, it's actually also mentioned in Matthew 24, chapter 15, no? Chapter 24, verse 15. That this, when you say abomination, something that cause annoyance, and desolation is something that talks about complete destruction. So, this abomination of desolation could be pertaining to something or someone. When you see this something or someone standing where he should not be, in the coming weeks, pag-aralan natin yan, sabi dito ng Bible, reader, pay attention. Mamaya, as we read Matthew 13, no? Matthew 13 is very prophetic in its message. It really pertains to end days. Okay? So sabi niya, those in Judea must flee to the hills. A person out on a deck or roof must not go down into the house to pack. A person out in the field must not return even to get a coat. Actually, yung sinasabi dito parang wherever you are, flee. Because this is the start of the Great Tribulation. Okay? Okay. Super quick lang, no? Parang super quick lang na understanding. Dun sa Revelation studies kasi mababasa natin, parang dun sa 7-year period ng Antichrist, yung first 3.5 years na nandun siya, that Antichrist will just build peaceful affiliation, or he will talk about peace with other nations. Okay, that's why people will love this person, because apparently he will be able to lead that peace talks. Okay, pero dun sa next 3.5 years, yun na yung mangyayari na marireveal na who he really is, and that he is the Antichrist, and that is the abomination of desolation. Okay. That's why ang instruction ng Lord dito, wherever you are, flee to the mountain, kasi talagang there will be so much persecution sa mga believers, or doon sa mga taong hindi talaga bow down or mag-worship doon sa Antichrist. Alright? Okay. So, isa sa mga nag-strike sa aking message last night, isa sa posibleng, feeling ko tanong ko, sagot ng Lord sa isa sa mga tanong ko. Isa sa mga tanong ko kasi is, Lord, babalik pa po ba kami sa dating buhay na very normal, very peaceful, full of prosperity, ganon. So, ito yung biglang nag-highlight sa akin. Verse 19, sabi niya, For there will be greater anguish in those days than at any since God created the world, and it will never be so great again. Okay? It will never be so great again. Yun yung nag-highlight sa akin. So, parang, ang intindi ko dun, kaya ang tanong ko, Lord, so, what's gonna happen if it will never be so great again? So, really contemplating on the Word of God, I am fully convinced that His message of coming real soon is really happening. I will tell you in the coming weeks, clues. I will give you one clue after another, no? Based on the prophecies that you will see happening right now and even intensifying. In the coming years or perhaps decades, things will intensify. Whatever you see, imagine, pagpasok ng 2020, a lot of things happen. Eruption ng volcano. Sa Pilipinas wala earthquakes, because of, sabi nila, climate change. Pero tignan nyo yung mga pagbabaha, a lot of this now, no? Wars and rumors of wars. Mamaya, discuss ko sa inyo kung ano yan. Ang daming wars and rumors of wars. It's not just about Ukraine and Russia, mga kapatid. There are a lot, multiple wars happening at this very moment. Okay? So, let's continue. So, sabi dito, now let's go down to the main heart of the Lord, which I feel you should know. Okay? Sabi dito, now, in verse 28, now learn a lesson from the fig tree. When its branches bud and its leaves begin to sprout, you know that summer is near. No? So, pag nakita nyo sa fig tree na to, nag-uumpisa ng mamunga, nag-uumpisa ng mamulaklak, you know that summer is near. Malapit na yung tag-init. Ibig sabihin, something is coming near. Okay? So, pag nag-start na mag-bud yung mga flowers niyan, tag-init na. Okay? In the same way, sabi ng Panginoon, in the same way, when you see all these things taking place, ano yung word na all these things taking place? You can know that His return is very near, right at the door. So, ano yung when you see all these things? Ano ba yung all these things? Now, imamatch natin yan sa sinasabi. That is Mark 13, Imamatch natin yan sa sinasabi sa Matthew 24. Matthew 24, mag-start na ako sa verse 3. Okay, sige. As He was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to Him privately saying, "Tell us, when will these things happen? And what will be the sign of your coming?" Anong magiging senyales ng pagdating mo? Sabi ng mga apostol. What will be the signs of your coming and the end of the age? Ano ang signs ng pagdating mo at ang katapusan ng mundo? And Jesus answered them and said to them, sabi niya, see to it that no one misleads you. Okay? For isa sa mga mangyayari is many will come in my name, in Jesus' name, saying, I am the Christ, and will mislead many. Okay? Pastors, prophets, false prophets, saying that the Lord spoke to them and this is what the Lord told them. Test the spirits, mga kapatid. You will be hearing of wars. Ito na, sabi niya. That's the first. No? Maraming magpapanggap na ako at sasabihin nila sila si Kristo. But make sure, kasi they will mislead many. No? Make sure that you are careful in listening to a person. If that person will mislead you, always validate the person's words and teachings against the word. No? In the word, always validate that. Kung wala yung sinasabi ng Lord, kung yung tinuturo ng kaharap mo ay wala sa Bible or entirely different from the Bible, no, do not listen. Okay? Because that is misleading, wrong teachings. Okay? And then this is what the Lord continued to say. You will be hearing wars and rumors of wars. Sabi dito sa Mark 13:29, no? In the same way, when you see all these things happening, know that Jesus' return is very near, right at the door. So, sabi, when these things happen, there will be wars and rumors of wars. Mga kapatid, ano ba ang mga wars and rumors of wars ngayon? Hindi lang po, sabi ko nga po kanina, hindi lang po tutungkol sa Ukraine, no? Ang napakadaming wars right now. Meron tayong China and Taiwan, as you know, no? And this military conflict, pinaniniwalaan that this will grow into a war in the coming years or even decades. So this is a continuous fight between these two nations. Also, China is fighting different countries in Southeast Asia about yung different islands, no, na malapit sa China na pag-aari ng mga countries na to, such as Vietnam, Brunei, Philippines, no, Spratly, you know that, and Malaysia. There is an ongoing fight and discussion about these islands, no. There is also China and India, no. For quite some time, there is a standoff between these two countries. There is a fight between Israel and Iran, no. Israel and Iran are now in conflict. Iran and US are now in conflict, no. This morning I was listening to a global news that there was parang sagutan na tong dalawang bansa na to, no, and that this country doesn't like the administration of the US president. Okay, there is also a long-standing conflict between US and North Korea, no. They are arch enemies, and also US and Cuba for quite some time now. There is also a war in Syria, in Yemen, and as you know, recently, no, I think this was last year when Israel and Palestine had the blast, no, diba? So there was a recent war, no, and continuously yun. Amongst all this, there is war and rumors of wars. This is happening right now, right at this point where you watch this video, no? So, people of God, you have to know and be watchful of these things. Sabi ng Lord, as you watch these things, know that His coming is very near, right at the door. And if it's intensifying, just like yung fig tree, pag mas marami siyang bunga, ibig sabihin init na. So ibig sabihin, kumbaga sa tag-init, kumpara mo yun sa pagdating ng Panginoon, talagang malapit na siyang dumating. Clue number 1, no? And see to it, although sabi ng Lord, kahit nangyayari itong wars and rumors of wars, see to it that you are not afraid and you will not be frightened. Because these things, sabi niya, for those things must take place, but that is not yet the end. So these things, these wars and rumors of wars between these different countries, this Ukraine and Russia, and even itong usapin with other European countries, with NATO, that seems parang it's growing instead of pacifying the heat of this argument and this invasion, parang lalo siyang lumalala, no? All these things has to happen. All these things has to happen. It has to happen. It needs to happen because that has been prophesied. And when you see these things happening, mga kapatid, know for a fact that this is a great sign and a sure sign that Jesus is coming real soon. But the Lord said, hold, huwag ka matakot, because all of these things must take place. For the nation will rise against nation, and we know that. Kingdom against kingdom, and in various places there will be famines. Yan mga kapatid, that's what I want to also share with you right now. That the Lord, isa sa mga bagay kasi that I feel the Lord is really leading me to do recently is to really fast. We need to practice that discipline and be consistent in that discipline. But the fasting that I felt in my heart that I am being led to do is really to fast and pray for the coming famine. You know what? Tong mga nangyayaring this pandemic, no? Because one truck or one ship cannot cross another country to another, no? Parang yung trading right now is not that very open because of fear of this COVID spread. Hence, talagang maraming mga supplies or food supplies or even whatever supplies, no, na hindi nakakarating from one country to another. And there are also roaming news right now that chain supply, no, are beginning to be hampered. Um, Hence, the reason why you see a lot of our prices are going up, no? Inflation is such a key word right now. Nowadays, inflation is such a key word that people talk about a lot of inflation. And even I myself is monitoring our regulatory bodies about their declaration of inflation, because, we must understand this inflation, so that we can also prepare, no? Hindi tayo gastos ng gastos. And we know how to invest well, okay? But even in other countries, inflation has already started many, many weeks ago. And just so you know, when inflation strikes other countries, it doesn't mean that it will just stay in their country, especially if it happens in the US. Because US is our key trader, no? Global trader around the world. Therefore, whatever happens to them, at certain point, every country will also be affected. See right now what happens in the Russia and Ukraine invasion. It caused the oil prices for US to rise up from 60 to 80 to 90 to 100 per barrel, now 113 per barrel as of yesterday. And what does it cost the US? Since last month, they are actually having this inflation, and oil prices are going up from $2. Now it went up to $5 or $6. And we feel it, diba? Right now. Yesterday, I think it was in local news, no? In local media that I read na magkakaroon ng pagtaas ng oil around 3 to 5 pesos sa atin. No? What does it tells us? So pag nagtaasan ng oil, it means na marami ring tataas na presyo ng mga bilihin. And now you can see, even if you do groceries before, no, a few months ago, if you spend 2,000 pesos for your veggies, no, you would probably get a basket of veggies. But now, you won't be able to fill up your small basket with a 2,000 peso worth of vegetables, right? If you just notice, and if your eyes are really open, and if you really are observing signs, times, and the situation around the world, you will see things will intensify in the coming months or years. No? That's why this is the moment that we really need to be prayerful and really asking the Lord how to handle your finances all the more. Okay? Do not listen to someone who will just say, oh, this is the good place where you can invest. Ask the Lord how you handle His finances, because that is His money, not yours. We are just managers of those finances, right? Okay, so moving forward. There will be famines. And earthquakes. So going back to famines. If this, sabi nga dun sa global news na pinapakinggan ko, every day I'm listening to global news, and even to local news, no? If this Ukraine and Russia invasion will not stop in the coming weeks, we will see more of the effects in the oil prices and even in food shortages. Because according to the report yesterday, more global investors are actually losing their money because of this war. Okay, so people will stop or investors will probably stop manufacturing food or trading in food. Therefore, might cause food shortage. That was the news said, but of course we believe what the Lord said. And because we are watchful of what's happening around the world, we can inquire of the Lord what to do. Okay? We can inquire of the Lord what to do. Do not be too spiritual na the Lord will provide. Yes, He will. But you also need to use that mind of Christ which is in you to know and understand, to draw wisdom and understanding from that mind that He gave you. Okay? You will know. Ask and inquire of the Lord. Okay? So, there will be famines and earthquakes, as we see, earthquakes everywhere, from time to time. But all these things are merely the beginning of birth pangs. Some of the version, birth pains, or sinasabi nilang perilous moments. Then, as you read 9 to 14, this is the intensified situation that's going to happen. No? They will deliver you to tribulation. You meaning believers. No? Remember, Jesus was talking to his disciples when he was speaking this. They will deliver you to tribulation. That is actually pertaining to believers. No? And will kill you, and you will be hated by all. So, in the coming years, months, perhaps years, you will be hearing a lot of persecutions to believers. And even you yourself, if you stand on truth, you will be persecuted. Expect it. So if you are a Christian and you're not persecuted, question yourself. Something must be wrong. Because the world loves its own. If the world loves you, then that's a questionable item. But if you are persecuted because of standing for what is right, if you are being canceled, and you are being bad-mouthed by people, even by fellow believers, don't mind it. It's natural. It will be normal. In fact, the Lord said, it will intensify. No? You will be hated by nations because of my name. And in that time, many will fall away. And you will see this happening. You will see this actually, we can see this happening right now. The great falling away, no? Ang sinasabi dito, apostasy. And this apostasy will intensify in the coming years. The time many will fall away and will betray one another and hate one another. No, will fall away from their faith. Will no longer believe the Lord. Will just give up on their faith. Will just give up on what they believe in because of the kind of trouble that each person is actually experiencing. Remember, even at this point when we had this pandemic and now merong wars and rumors of wars, tumataas ang bilihin, nawawalan ng trabaho ang maraming tao, natatakot ang mga tao sa mga nangyayaring balita-balita ng mga pag-aaway ng mga bansa. Ang dami nang nagkakaroon ng mental health concerns, no? Mental health problems, no? That's why a lot of people one day will fall away from their faith. Will fall away. Bibitaw sila sa kanilang paniniwala, sa kanilang pananampalataya. And people will hate each other, believer sa kapwa believer. At nakikita natin yan. Even at this point, nagkakaroon ng divisions between sa mga bakunado at hindi bakunado just because of the mandate, just because of the mandate for one to take the job, right? But the truth is, we should not be fighting over this little matter. Know for a fact, mga kapatid, that this is not about the mandate. This is about the spirit of control that's happening right now in the earth. It's the spirit of control. If you can easily be controlled in these simple things, remember, these difficult times will intensify. These perilous moments, this tribulation to great tribulation will increase. And we don't know if we will be taken, the Lord will assign us to get us during if the Lord will get us during the pre-tribulation or the mid or the post. But if you read and study the Bible, you will understand that there will still also be believers even in the great tribulation. So yung spirit of control ngayon, yan yung very evident na minsan nakakalungkot isipin, hindi nakikita even ng mga Kristiyano na ito ay a classic example of a controlling spirit. Whether you like it or not, you should take this. Pag hindi ka, then you will not be able to go to places and enjoy the perks, no? It's not about that. It's the spirit under that or beneath that. Yun dapat tayo maging watchful. And you should not, and we should not cancel someone or invalidate someone else's opinion just because we felt that that person is against the government. Instead, we should listen clearly and faithfully what is the reason behind. And we should be able to see in our spiritual eyes, not just our naked eyes, but spiritual eyes, the spirit that comes with the things happening right now. All these mandates, all these unreasonable mandates, is not about the mandate itself. It's about the spirit of control, which, mga kapatid, will be very, 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 very evident as the Antichrist comes. Remember, everyone will be forced to worship the Antichrist. So, etong forcing, controlling, is a platform, a practice time, no, for the control, for the spirit of control to happen, no. Ngayon pa lang, so increasing method to. So, kung ngayon pa lang, mabilis ka na makontrol, paano pagdating pa ng panahon? Okay? Hence, I'm saying, we should be very watchful. And then, ano pa yung sabi ng Lord about the signs of end times? Many false prophets will arise, no? Napakadami na to. I can see in the Facebook and even in the YouTube na the Lord talked to me. He said that. The Lord, I'm not questioning that, no? I don't really even know if they're speaking the truth. That's why when you listen to these people, make sure you test the spirit. And do not just be easily swayed by what people tell you. Validate, just like the Bereans, validate each word and each message with the word of God. Okay? This is our only sandata. This is the only thing we can hold on to, no? As the source of truth, as the ultimate source of truth. And the only source of truth, the Bible. Okay? Sabi, many false prophets will rise and will mislead many. Because of lawlessness, you will see a lot of riots in the coming days. You will see a lot of riots. Riots because due to lack of food, wala na mabiling food, walang pera pambili ng food. You will see a lot. And even right now, no, hindi lang siya available sa local media news natin, but if you are really researching and observing the times globally, which is available in global news, and dami-daming news on platform that you can information is readily available everywhere, right? You will see that there's so much lawlessness right now. There is so much lawlessness. Ang dami. No, there's so much riot right now. And most people's love will grow cold. Wala nang respect towards the right of each person, no? Itong recent, di ba, Canada truckers convoy, no? You see how much debate happened and the Emergency Act was activated just for the mandate to happen, no? There's no regard for family, there's no regard for rights, no? Whatever the leader says, that should happen. So you will see that intensify in the coming years, mga kapatid. Etong sabi ng Lord, but one who endures to the end will be saved. If you will be able to overcome and really matagalan tong mga ganitong klaseng pagsubok, no? By the grace of God, you will be saved. This gospel of the kingdom shall be preached. No? Aside from those, you will see intensifying voice of the Lord through God's people. Ordinary people, people in leadership, young, old, men, women who loves the Lord. You will see them preach the gospel. You will see them speak the truth. Sabi ng Lord, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the whole world, across the globe, around the world. You will see people rising up, speaking about Jesus Christ. And that is a true sign that Jesus is coming real soon. Aside from all of these things happening around the world, lumalakas at lumalakas ang boses ng Panginoon that telling the people, hey, Jesus is coming real soon. Prepare, watch for it. Okay? And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all the nations, and the end will come. Okay. So, meron pa ditong topic sa 15 onwards. Actually, ang dami pang sinasabi sa Perilous Times, no, from 15 to 28, no. Please read that separately, but I just want to focus on until the 14th, because I want to go back to Mark 13. Sabi dito, kaya tayo nagpunta sa Matthew 24 kasi sabi dito, when you see all these things taking place, lahat na tong binasa ko, pag nakikita nyo itong signs of wars and rumors of wars, nation against nations, kingdom against kingdom, famine, earthquakes, preaching, more gospel preaching, di ba? Know for a fact that Jesus is coming real soon. But baba tayo. I tell you the truth, sabi dito sa chapter 13, verse 30, I tell you the truth, this generation will not pass from the scene before all these things take place. Heaven and earth will disappear, but my words will never disappear. Okay? Eto na. Eto na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, mga kapatid. Ilang beses sinabi ng Lord to. As in, however, sabi niya sa 32, however, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen. Okay? Yung pagdating ng Lord. Not even the angels in heaven or the Son himself. Only the Father knows. Only the Father knows. And since you don't know when that time will come, yung that time pertains to His coming. Yung sinasabi niya, when you see all these things taking place, you can know that His return, no? Jesus' return is coming real soon, right at the door. No one knows, only the Father knows. So sabi niya sa verse 33, and since you don't know, at dahil hindi mo alam kung kailan ang pagdating ng Panginoon, since you don't know when the time will come, be on guard. Stay alert. Be on guard, stay alert. Ayan, nakasulat mga kapatid. Baba tayo, Sir 34. The coming of the Son of Man can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. When he left home, he gave each of his slaves instruction about the work they were to do. And he told the gatekeeper to watch for his return. Second time around, sinabi, watch for his return. Alam natin, pag sinabi sa Bible na once, it is important. Pag ginulit niya, it is very important. Really pay attention. You too must keep watch for the third time. Sabi kanina, stay on guard. Nakikita niyo ba? Stay on guard, stay alert. Watch for His return. Keep watch. Okay? For you don't know when the master of the household will return, in the evening, at midnight, before dawn, or at daybreak. Don't let him find you sleeping when he arrives without warning. I say to you, and I say to everyone, watch for him. 4 times niyang binanggit. For this from Mark 13 verse 33 hanggang 36. 4 na beses niyang binanggit. Be alert. Stay alert. Be on guard. Watch for His coming. Watch for His return. So mga kapatid, yan yung message natin ngayon. And that is the heart of the Lord. Stay awake. Do not fall asleep spiritually, and do not stay sleeping spiritually. Stay awake. Wake up. It's about time. Prepare. Watch for His coming. Watch for His return. Stay alert. Stay on guard. Huwag niyong kalimutan yon. Yun ang message ng Panginoon. Those who have ears, let them hear. If you do not believe this message, it's okay. I'm really not affected by my bashers. Although it hurts. Really, it hurts. But Even for one person who will hear this message, I will be more than happy to receive those bash. Just for one person to be able to hear this, I would be more than glad. But my prayer is that you will hear the heart of the Lord. Be watchful of all these things. Read your Bible every day. Do not just focus too much on going back to the normal. We hope we can. There will be season of peace. After this, there will be season of peace. Stay on guard. That will be short-lived. In the coming weeks, I will tell you why it is short-lived. I will give you clues happening right now in Israel that prepares for the coming of their Messiah. I will tell you clues that's happening right now. Okay? So, to those who have not listened yet to the book of the Revelation series, so you can visit my YouTube, our YouTube channel, Remnants Bureau, in YouTube, and then you can click on the playlist that talks about Book of Revelation. It talks about the Revelation study line per line, precept by precept, no? Chapter by chapter. So within this week, I will start again teaching on chapter 12 because we're already in chapter 12, and in chapter 13 we will also discuss the Antichrist. And in the coming weeks, I hope to be able to finish this, but simultaneously, no, I will already start giving you the prophetic messages, no, revealing to you the prophetic messages of the Lord, and aligning all these things with what's happening right now. All right? So, thank you very much for bearing with me, for listening again to our YouTube. Please feel free to like and share this video. Share to those who wants to know more about the Lord. Share to those whom you know wants to learn about God, no? It's about time. It's about time. Prepare. Okay? Thank you very much, and God bless you all. I love you.